Welcome to 5-Minute Friday.
Yoo-hoo! You are here, you made it, and we are on week 4. How exciting is that? And today I really wanted to dabble in manifesting. Like manifesting. Is it true? Is it fake? Or is it real? Like, who knows? What I'm going to do is I'm going to share an experience with you, because when I was struggling with anxiety and depression a few years ago, which is probably like 20 or 30 years ago, I had no idea what manifesting was. I had no idea that thinking about something would bring it into fruition. And I attended a conference with John Demartini, the Breakthrough Experience. And he asked us at the end of that to start writing down a dream, something that you wanted, something that would bring heaven and earth together, and you would be like, whew. So I was like, whatever, John. Like, okay. So I actually still have the book downstairs. I was in Australia and I was living in Sydney at the time, and I'm currently living in New Zealand. And I wrote down, and it took me about an hour. It's felt like an hour. It's probably 5 minutes if I was honest. And I just wrote. Like, what would be your ultimate dream? Like, what is your purpose? What is your passion? And what do you think you're here to do? Like, what is it that your heart truly desires? And at the time I was doing a breakthrough experience. So it was pretty traumatic. And to actually think that there was going to be light at the end of this tunnel and to visualize what I actually wanted seemed bloody ridiculous. However, I wrote it down. And what I said in the book was, when I wrote in his workbook, right, is that I wanted to have a women's gym, that I wanted to move to Perth, and that I could visualize my gym. It was going to be women's only. I was transforming lives every single day. I had women that had struggled with depression. I had women that were struggling with anxiety. I had women that had no place to be seen and no place to be heard. I was working one-on-one with women that were struggling with everyday life. And I wrote it in detail. Well, I had a breakdown. I think it started at 27. Let's say it finished at 28, because, you know, it turned into depression, anxiety, and agoraphobia and all that other stuff. And by 30, right, I ended up buying my own gym. How interesting is that? So do we call that manifesting? Because I never went back to that book. And it was until 5 years later I'd moved and I was unpacking it, and I thought, holy shit, I remember writing something about this. And I pulled it out and I sat on the bed and I thought, I had a bit of a tear in my eye, and I thought, what? There's way more to this manifesting. And so I wanted to share with you a quote that came up for me in the book. Yes, the book, the Get Rich Lucky Bitch book, because we're talking about that one at the moment. And the quote says, manifesting is simply the art of transmuting a thought, a dream, or a desire into reality so that you can touch it and you can experience it for real. How cool is that? Now, if someone like me, who was pretty messed up at that time, can start to manifest something in her most wildest, crazy dreams, right? If that can happen to someone like me, that can happen to someone like you. And the only thing that I think is missing out of the magic or the secret books is you can't just think about it. You can't just make it a thought, right? That's the thought is like planting the seed, and you've got to take daily action for manifesting to it. You've got to be intentional with your action steps. Sometimes you can just throw a seed in the garden. You can throw it in there, and what do you know? Tomatoes are growing 2 months, 3 months. As you can tell, I'm not a gardener, right? I don't know how long tomatoes take, but let's just say they grow. You get a lot of weeds. But if you looked after the tomatoes and you were intentional about watering them at a certain time of day, you kept them out of the sun, right? And you gave them some fertilizer, you're going to get better tomatoes. And it's exactly the same when it comes to manifesting. Manifesting is in you. Everybody gets to create their own dreams. And the one step that I'm going to recommend that everybody do if they are looking to manifest their dreams is, I'm a living example. It happened to me. Like, if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. And I just think I lied. I don't think I bought the gym when I was 30. I had 3 properties when I was 30. I think it was 32. I don't know. But regardless, I got the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually got a woman's gym, purchased a woman's gym. Like, wowzers. So if you really want to start living your life by design, and you want to think that you think manifesting is just going to happen, sister, you got to take action. You got to put some action, right? So your thinking creates the action, which then changes your outcome. So if you just think, but you don't take any action, right? You may still get there because it still happened to me, right? However, it's going to take you longer. So get out there and start manifesting and taking the action so that you can create your life by design. So here we go. That was 5 Minute Friday. And how long did I last today, Sam? 5 minutes 45. That's okay. Because for the last 2, I've only done 3 minutes something. So I'm making up for lost time. Go out there and have a fit, fabulous, amazing Friday, everybody. And we'll see you next week.